You know, the playoffs, they make it to a certain point, and then it's an early exit. And so this time they were able to round the corner, win the Eastern Conference Final, and then that championship run in the Stanley Cup Final, winning it in 6 games, and now we have a parade.
Well, and what's hard not to think about is Game 3, right? There were a lot of people who actually tuned out of that game because at the time we saw that the Golden Knights, it was 0-4. The Golden Knights were up, and people thought, this is over. And then plot twist, the Canes came back and they evened it up, sending it into double OT. Now, granted, yes, the Canes lost that game, but it showed the crowd that they were willing to fight for all their fans to get to where we are today to celebrate a Stanley Cup championship.
I mean, the cardiac Canes, the comeback Canes. Let's face it, a lot of people didn't get much sleep during this Stanley Cup run, but boy, was it worth it. And they finally were able to clinch it in the final 2 games, winning it, turning the tide, and now bringing the Stanley Cup back to where it belongs, here in Raleigh. Look at these multiple vantage points of the crowds that have come out on this beautiful Saturday. Perfect parade weather. Couldn't ask for anything better with all the sunshine and everybody ready to say thank you to the Carolina Hurricanes and let them have their shining moment here in the capital city.
Now, one of the things I'm thinking about is how we were talking about a little earlier, how quickly this had to come together, right? I mean, this was like a week to plan this whole thing. Even our broadcast, we had to kind of move together. We were in meetings trying to pull this whole thing off. But it makes me think about, the fact that we're here, but also how everyone put this together simply to see the best thing possible, right? People being excited, and even the businesses around here, they had to kind of do what they could to make some specials and such because of how many people are set. Again, 100,000 plus people set to be here. It's a big event. It's a big moment, and they all have to respond accordingly.
Chris, national championship is huge, right? But the Stanley Cup is truly special because it is the People's Cup. Just look at how the Carolina Hurricanes love sharing this with their fans. Each player will have 24 hours to be with the cup. They've already popped up all over Raleigh, in Glenwood South, in North Hills, just showing up and letting Caniacs and fans drink from the cup, touch the cup. You've seen babies and children being put in the cup. This is about sharing this with the community, with the fans who have rallied around them for all these years, those tough years where they've come up short in the playoffs. But this year they are the champions, and you really could not write a better script than this. 20 years nearly to the day of winning that first Stanley Cup. And we're giving you all the angles of this epic celebration.
And one of those angles from Sky 5, in fact, we've got Brian Schrader up there right now. Brian, you have, I would argue, the best view in the city right now. Just kind of describe how you're feeling seeing this from where you are.
Yeah, this definitely is the best view of the entire parade, Chris, as we take a live look at those buses. Waiting for them to roll, but they are full of Canes players and family members at the top. We've enjoyed watching that cup getting passed around there at the back of the bus as you look at it live from Sky 5. And just judging the size of the crowd up here from Sky 5, it looks similar to a Raleigh Christmas parade, but definitely more people on the street here. You're talking about people who are probably 20 or 30 people deep waiting at those intersections, trying to get a look at that parade as the players pass through there. And one big difference from the Raleigh Christmas parade, it is a sea of red down there. Unmistakable that Raleigh is turning out for the Canes today.
Yes, certainly so. And with all these people who are out here, again, the different things we've been seeing, people waving their flags, they've got the jerseys on. It got a little hot. I saw a bunch of people, they had the jerseys on. It probably looked like a good idea at the moment, but it's obviously a hot one out, and they were taking it out. I saw one guy, he had a shirt that said, put some stank on it, so that was pretty cool to see all the awesome things. But yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to even not look over my shoulder here because we also have a good viewpoint where we are right now at the intersection of St. Mary and Hillsborough.
But we're having having this parade in June, unlike the Raleigh Christmas Parade where, you know, the weather can be anything in December. Just sunshine, good vibes, and an excited Caniac crowd. We will keep bringing you live moments of this epic celebration after we take a quick break, giving you a look from Sky 5 of downtown Raleigh.
This costs how much?
Healthcare costs are confusing and stressful. Whether it's something planned or unexpected costs to come, we think it's time you know what things cost before you pay. At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, we give you the tools that let you compare costs of procedures and search for cheaper prescriptions.
Okay, that's something.
And there's plenty more to come. Blue Cross North Carolina, making healthcare better for all, starting with you.
Well, welcome back as we continue our coverage of the Carolina Hurricanes championship parade here. We've seen a couple of different groups going by. A little bit ago, we just saw the Raleigh Fire Department with, if I'm not mistaken, Raleigh's Mayor Janet Cowell was supposed to be in that. And when I say that name, I'm also thinking about the little friendly bet that she had with Las Vegas's mayor of who would win. And now that it was the Canes that won, she gets a sequins jersey. So I think a lot of people want to see that.
Yeah, whether it's sequin jerseys or Reds jerseys, players jerseys, you see it all here, even some towel waving. And here we go, another sighting of that Stanley Cup. And those players probably never gets old to hold up those trophies. I love seeing a video about how Coach Brind'Amour snuck in those blue collar presses, if you heard about that. Made the players lift 35-pound cinder blocks during their workouts all through the season. The players had no idea what that was for. They just incorporated it into the workout, and look at that. He prepared them. He knew that if the time would come, they would be able to do it so beautifully, and now they're getting a lot of those blue-collar presses now.
And even after they finally won the whole thing, he was saying during his interview, he just wanted them to be able to experience this, the players. So it's good for them that they had that. Lewis, I know that you have been, along with our sports team, covering all the developments that got us here to this point, all the stunning storylines, and now we're culminating to where you are on the ground, seeing all of this behind you and the active fans and all the energy.
Oh, absolutely. We're here on the corner of Hillsborough and West, and we've seen kind of the Canes entertainment crew. Mike Maniscalco, Trip Tracy coming through. You're seeing right here. Everyone's having a great time. We're about 4 or 5 rows deep here on Hillsborough Street. You're seeing towels waving. Not as many tarps off, important to note on that one. Let's go and take a look now at some of the fans here who have been here for hours. Some of these folks are out here at 6 o'clock in the morning, just waiting for a chance to celebrate with their favorite hockey team. And the thing that all of them have been saying, what's made this Canes team so special, this franchise so special, is the way they've embraced this community here in Raleigh, in the Triangle, in North Carolina. You're hearing them chanting right now. I know they cannot wait for those buses to roll up here and to get a chance to see all their favorite players lift Lord Stanley's Cup over their head.
All right, well, thank you for that, Lewis. It's fun seeing all the little kids that are down there to enjoy this as well.
It's been amazing to see all the families who have come out here. They brought their kids, they're coming with their relatives, their friends, all these people as we're watching some of the Canes players and people with the Hurricanes organization coming down Hillsborough Street right now. You know, Lewis talked about community. Today, this is about a community coming together to celebrate a team that has brought fans memories that they will carry forever. And today, we are also making more memories with the Stanley Cup Championship.
Well, I think we as a team are making memories, right? We're able to broadcast this together and witnesses. Grace Haba among our team members who is down there from the ground level, seeing all the people who are, happy enough to be here and see this parade unfold, Grace.
Because the second this crowd of people, hey, Okay, guys, if you can hear me, it is so hard to hear you because the second this crowd saw even the bands way up the road, they all started cheering and they have not stopped. This is Eli and Emma. Guys, who are you most excited to see today?
I'm excited to see Carolina Hurricanes.
Carolina Hurricanes. What about you, buddy?
Jarvis, Jordan Stahl, and Aho.
Oh, are they your favorite? If you could say something to them, what are you going to shout to them when they go by?
Say that again, please.
If you could say something to them when they go by, what are you going to say?
Do an amazing job.
Yeah, they did do an amazing job. Guys, there are hundreds of people here. So excited. All of these organizations are getting just nothing but a round of applause by everybody coming by. Kids, so excited to see some of their favorite players getting some hockey pucks handed out here. Nothing, we said it earlier, nothing but good vibes out here today. What a day for Carolina. What a day for our state. How about this ride? That's the way to go. That's the way to go. We even saw a bride out here.
All right, thank you for that, Grace. And I think over our shoulder, Renee, we can see something that's cool here at the intersection of St. Mary's and Hillsborough. The first bus, it looks like.
They're slowly making their way to that start of the parade. There it is, the championship Decker bus. And the crowd is going wild. Listen to them shout out. Big thank you, cheering on the Canes. No doubt a logistical challenge, and it required a lot of preparation for all these fans to come to downtown Raleigh. But all these fans would not miss it for the world to see the Canes in person and to see this parade go down Hillsborough Street, Fayetteville Street, downtown Raleigh to celebrate in person. But you watching at home, you also have the best seat in the house with WRAL bringing you every angle of this championship parade. We have Sky 5 over the parade. We also have the ground level. We have our crews at ground level with all the cheering Caniacs. It is immensely joyful and exciting. I see Brian Schrader up there giving us that aerial view. Brian, what are you seeing right now?
Even from up here, the energy of this parade is unmistakable and so different from the Raleigh Christmas parade. Those are the kinds of scenes that we're used to seeing, but even from up here, as I'm listening to it and seeing it from the sky, the cheering, the joy of that crowd is remarkable. We have been using that word electric to describe the energy of these Canes events, and it is coming through, and we can see it from up here for sure.
Hockey town, so we're going to enjoy it and have some fun today. Not a lot of sleep, but some of the best memories of my life. So, yeah, thank you guys all for coming. Yep. I don't know. She's over there, sorry, but thanks, guys. Here you go.
All right, Brandon Bussey, one of the heroes of the Stanley Cup. Obviously, fans are so excited to see him and his fiancée, Mary. Hi, Mary. Good to see you. This is such a fun time for this sweet couple. Hi, Mary. We saw Mary on Game 5. Mary and Brandon are getting married next month. They actually got their wedding bands this week. Talk about a busy week for both of them while they are elating in the Stanley Cup. They are also planning their wedding that's happening in July. Everybody's so excited to see them and all the other players that we have seen along the parade route as we are getting ready. We are now officially at St. Mary's in Hillsborough, so this is exactly where the parade officially gets underway. Look at this, it's rows deep. We've got people who are on top of the porta potties right now. What does it mean for you to have your family here this close to the team?
It's been amazing. It's been so fun.
Can I get a let's go Canes?
Let's go Canes? Can you say let's go Canes?
It's okay. Pressure's on. No worries. All right, guys. Thanks.
Ashley, thank you. Love that we got to see Brandon Bussey and his fiance there. Chris, I got to admit, it's a little harder to recognize the players when they have a cap, they have sunglasses, they've trimmed their beard, they're not in their hockey gear as you see them on the ice, but just in their casual dress, their championship gear, shorts and t-shirts, that casual look. I hope they are having a great time and soaking in this moment that they most certainly will remember forever as they see their fans face to face and wave and say thank you and sharing in this joy, this shared joy, Chris.
Well, and even as we saw the Stanley Cup going from the playoffs into the finals, yes, when they would win the game, the Canes, they would be happy, toward the end of the game, they would celebrate, but they wouldn't get overly excited because they didn't want to get ahead of themselves until the whole thing was done. But now that it's all over, you do got to just commend all of them for all their hard work. Now, we obviously know that every part of the team had their part to play here, but Bussey, since we were just talking about him, he did not let a single goal happen in that last game there, so kudos to him.
I mean, making his playoff debut like that, clutch, right? Came in and they kept him on, and Freddie Anderson started out the playoff run as goalie, and Brandon Bussey finished it off. It truly was a team effort, and Caniacs love them both and give them a lot of credit for this championship win. And now we have some folks walking in front of, not sure if this is part of the parade or not.
They're just hype people. That's okay.
They're waving their towels.
They're allowed to be here.
Why not strut down Fayetteville Street?
We know that law enforcement.
As you should.
They were asking people if they could, if you're not in the parade, please stay behind the barrier. Safety, obviously, something that's really big here. And we know that the plan, essentially, that was in place is sort of similar as we saw with the Raleigh Christmas Parade. But it looks like everyone seems to be behaving from where we are. You see plenty of folks that are waving around their towels and flags, including right here on this route. And on your left part of the screen, you see the buses that have the players there.
We love to talk about how Lenovo Center is the loudest house in the NHL. This is the loudest city right now in the U.S. because everyone's cheering for the Canes. Let's get down to Chris Lee, if he can hear us. Chris, take it away.
Yeah, guys, we're out here, corner of Davie and Fayetteville, and now the parade is starting to pass by us. We're at the very end. We have Gabby right here. Gabby told me something very special. She's getting married next year. She said, tell me what you said about your dad.
If I lift this block, my dad's got to pay for all my stuff for the wedding, including the band.
Let's get your wedding paid for. Why don't you do the blue collar lift like the Hurricanes do right here? There she goes. Don't drop it. So now it looks like the wedding will be paid for now, right?
It will. I'm excited. Thank you, Dad.
And that block, of course, is what the Carolina Hurricanes were lifting at the end of every practice for the last 5 years. Rod Brind'Amour didn't tell him why, but now we know. That block weighs the same as the Stanley Cup.
It was to get prepared for the Stanley Cup to lift it. You can lift the Stanley Cup. You can also maybe lift your husband at the end of your wedding night, maybe.
How about that?
And also, she said that she didn't have an officiant. I'm ordained in the state of North Carolina, so hey, maybe I can officiate their wedding as well. So we'll see what happens.
Thank you.
So, hey, congratulations to you. Congratulations to the Canes. We'll send it back inside of you guys.
Thank you.
Good job. Yeah, well, Chris, we're getting ready to start seeing. We just saw the sled hockey team come through. We saw the NC State marching band. The players are just, a few parade floats down.
Yeah.
We're starting to hear that roar coming from the beginning of the route.
It is. It's very interesting to see all the fans. It is so hard to hear out here because there's so many people. We'll have more as fans keep coming back around. We'll send it back inside to you guys. We'll be right here.
Oh, it is getting hype right here. The buses are moving. It's loud. There's music blasting.
Right now. And look, tarps are off. Check it out.
They earned this. All the hard work.
The Stanley Cup champions.
All the practice. Yes. They
We've been waiting for. and what fans have been waiting for. I'm going to let you hear the roar. Let's listen to the roar. The Caniacs are thrilled. The horns and the Let's Go Canes chants.
Just a massive crowd of people that are here right now.
All right, as the players' buses wait at that intersection for just a moment, we're going to take a quick break. Don't worry, we will keep showing you the action of the parade as we take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
We live here, we lead here, we care here. Wake Radiology has been rooted in this community since 1953. Today, we're the area's largest physician-owned imaging practice, with over 60 local, subspecialty trained radiologists delivering compassionate care every day. With 13 ACR accredited locations, we offer convenient scheduling and answers close to home. Wake Radiology UNC Health Rex, physician-led, community-rooted, triangle trusted.
From the corner of our eyes, we saw the glint coming from the street level as the Stanley Cup right there from Sky-Fi's viewpoint going along that bus where you can see it in all its glory. It took so many hard practices and games against opponents to win. They deserve this, Renee. They absolutely deserve it.
And the players with the blue collar presses, the lifts, they got a lot of practice lifting 35 pounds up above their heads, and lifting the Stanley Cup will never get old. Love how they're traveling in style here. 20 years ago, they were also on some buses, but this is a championship bus there, and they're filling about 3 of those as they're making their way down. Oh, and a shot of Coach Brind'Amour, the man, the player and coach who won the Stanley Cup in the same franchise, joining an elite club there. And fans are just so excited that he was able to get to do this. But of course, he's always been humble and gracious. He wanted this Stanley Cup win, not for himself, but for his team. He knows how hard that they have worked, and he wanted them to experience what he experienced as a player. And he has certainly talked about how it is different as a coach. He has mentored these players. He is a role model to them. And now they will always have this special bond, this shared connection of a Stanley Cup win.
Well, and the players, they were speaking very highly of him, talking about culture, right? Culture in the locker room is so key with this, which you need when you spend so much time with so many different people trying to make this happen. Again, it's been 20 years since the Carolina Hurricanes secured a Stanley Cup win to bring us into this moment. And when he had the blue collar presses, when he's doing the different the post interviews where he's saying, hey, this is great that we won this game, but we want to just, essentially lock it in until this whole thing is wrapped up. He was keeping his eye on the ball, or in this case, eye on the puck, to make sure that the players, as you pointed out, they are the ones who are able to enjoy this. He enjoyed it 20 years ago, and now he gets to enjoy it again from a different perspective. But now these new players, they have their chance to lift the cup in all its glory.
Yeah, eye on the puck, eye on the prize, and they're bringing home the Stanley Cup. Rod Brind'Amour with a lot of nicknames. He's known as Mr. Hurricane, of course, because he's been with the Hurricanes since 2000 as a player for 10 years, and then became head coach in 2018. We also know the moniker Rod the Bod.
Yes.
Yes, and if you are on social media and you've seen some of the videos, you have seen the locker room celebration when he lifted the Stanley Cup, and let's just say tarps off for Coach Brind'Amour. And everybody just talking about that guy is dedicated to fitness. He is ripped. He is as good in shape as all the players. He could probably play now, but as a coach, he is the living example of elite athlete and the dedication to discipline and fitness.
Yeah, some of us, the newsroom, we were joking. We said, if something were to happen to one of the players or they couldn't play, he could step in, just take off the suit, go ahead and get on the ice and do your thing. He probably could, so yes, do it, even in his coach role.
Rod the Bod just leading by example, but in Roddy we trust. Caniacs love him. They love what he's done for this program, and every player that you hear from about this championship win, they always talk about their coach, Coach Brind'Amour, who experienced this as a player, who worked with them, who showed them what it could be like to lead them to this moment.
Well, it looks like, I'm pretty sure we have Grace Haba. She looks like she's down there having a fun time too. And I'm thinking about going back to Rod. I believe his oldest son is currently playing in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken, for a league there. And it's hard not to think, hey, is he eventually going to come back here and maybe kind of do something similar to what his dad doing? You know, it's not quite sure. But it's a family thing, right? We're talking about it with the fans, but also on the player side of things.
And Coach Brind'Amour, I love the cutaway shots during the final where he's just chewing gum constantly. I mean, that man, I wonder how many packs of gum he went through. I'm wondering if he's chewing gum now. Probably not, because he is no longer stressed. He is enjoying this moment as he should. All the players, after such a grind for 2 months in the playoffs, soak it in, enjoy it. Let's get to Grace Haba now.
Hey, Renee, the excitement is in full force right now. We got some young players. We see one of the first red buses, guys. You see that bus back there, that big red one? That's where the players are going to be. What are you going to say to them when they go by?
I hope that my friend gets him to sign his puck.
Oh, you have a puck? Where's the puck? All right, so that's the hope. Who are you hoping signs it?
I'm hoping Aho can sign it.
What would you want to say to him if you got the chance to talk to him?
You guys did awesome, and I'm proud to be a Karen fan.
All righty, guys, this is the moment. That is the man. That is Coach Brind'Amour, Rob Brind'Amour. That's the coach right there. What does it mean to you to see the head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes coming down the street?
It's just awesome.
Pretty cool, right, guys? This is the moment. That is the man of the moment leading charge right here. Starting it off. It's so hard to hear you. Everybody is so excited to see this man right here. Okay. All right, guys, he has a ways to go. This is the moment.
What do you want me to say? Well, just this means it's unbelievable. I mean, we're in the fight. We don't really realize the magnitude of what's going on, and so happy that we can bring everybody together in the city. And I love it. I love this turnout. It's unbelievable.
It's been 20 years from you. We've talked to a lot of young players who are looking up to you and your team. What does it mean to see them come out here?
You know what? We did this in 2006. They don't even know what that is. So we got a whole new generation now. We're starting to kick it off. And I'm so proud of this city. I'm so proud of my guys coming behind here because they did it. And it's just, you know what? We need something to be happy about. And here we go. So thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Go celebrate. This is your day. There we go. Let's go, Canes. That is the moment, guys. You heard him say it. This means so much, not just to him, not just to the players, but they are very well aware that this is for the entire state of North Carolina. You see those young players coming out here. That is the moment they were waiting for, to get the chance to talk to their favorite players, the coaching staff. What a moment for all of Carolina, and coming behind us, this is the moment as well. There are the players right there, guys. What a time to be here for Carolina. Who are you excited to see on these buses? These are the buses. These are the players. Who are you excited to see?
Oh, German! Bossy, Stahl, everyone!
The cup. The cup. The cup. All right, guys, we're going to send it back to you as this moment comes. We're going to send it back to you here, just to slide over here a little bit. We just are going to get out of the way here for them. But this is it. It's hard to hear you, but we are getting them actually stopping here for a moment, so we're going to get a good shot of these players and their families coming by. They're about to stop right here in front of us. And we're going to toss it back to you as some beverages come flying down here.
It's okay. The fact that it's hard to hear is a good thing, because that's all the KDX shouting. Grace Haba with the Brind'Amour exclusive way to hear from the coach. And Brind'Amour graciously taking our mic and just being able to share some of his perspective of what this is like to be part of another championship parade. He referenced how this win, 20 years later after the first one, bringing in a whole new generation of Canes fans. And this is what it's all about. This is generations, families, sharing all of this together.
Yeah, if the Lenovo Center is the loudest house in the AHL, easily, Raleigh right now is the loudest city in the United States as this celebration is unfolding. And contrary to what you've been seeing on TV, we will not throw microphones at you, but this is just a great way that we can bring these interviews to you in a way you're not going to see anywhere else. So, which is a good reminder, folks, if you get a moment and you want to send this to a friend later, just tell them to go to our WRAL YouTube channel. We're going to be uploading this stuff so you can see all of these awesome moments, hearing from Coach Brind'Amour, hearing from Jordan Stahl and the other players who are here celebrating their championship win.
We do what we do to give you every moment, show you every moment of this epic celebration. If we have to throw up some microphones, so be it. But this is what it's all about. And of course, you at home, you want to see the players, you want to hear from the players, you want to hear from Coach Brind'Amour. And we are making sure that you have that opportunity, even if you're not able to be here in downtown Raleigh with the tens of thousands of fans that you're watching it from home. You also have one of the best seats in the house to see this parade, this historic, epic celebration of the Stanley Cup win, and how we say thank you to the Canes. Right now I'm thinking this is still down Hillsborough Street, right? I can't see them anymore from our vantage point.
Things are definitely quieting down where we are, but that's what it looks like right here, Renee.
It's making its way over to the state capitol.
Making its way downtown,
most likely.
Is that what you're saying? Is what's happening there, Renee? Don't worry, I won't sing that.
I'm not going to sing.
You know, I'll tell you one thing. I'm a little jealous today. Yes, I got to see the Stanley Cup from afar. You got to get very up close and personal 20 years ago. Even gave the Stanley Cup a little smooch.
Yeah, I suppose a perk 20 years ago, and I was about a year and a half into my career here at WRAL. Here's what I remember about the Stanley Cup run. So I was a rookie reporter. We sent our veterans over to cover the Stanley Cup run. They traveled out to Canada because the Canes were playing the Edmonton Oilers. Here's what I do remember, watching Game 6 and Game 7 at the Raleigh Times Bar with friends, staying up way past my bedtime because I was the early morning reporter, Chris. My start time was 1:30 in the morning. I watched those games at those bars and then rolled into work and reported for the morning news. But it was worth every second to see that run. And then 20 years later, a little older, working the morning news still. And yes, I pulled an all-nighter on Game 6. I watched from home, watched it, and it was just the best thing ever, and it was wonderful to see again. And let me tell you, though, when you're a little older, it's hard to pull those all-nighters now.
I'm sure
but
it is.
Again, worth it.
I will tell you one thing that we were trying to make sure that we remind you folks. This is an entire state celebration, right? Which is why we want to make sure that you are taking part and engaging this, which is why we have our question we've been trying to ask you. Who do you believe is the true championship hero for this run for the Stanley Cup? We got plenty of different responses here. It looks like Jordan Stahl up there, 33%. Well, he won the Conn Smythe Award for a good reason, right?
Yeah, well, and he's known for his defensive skills, but he scored so many goals in the Stanley Cup final, a key piece of this team's win for sure. So 33% of you saying Jordan Stahl, the championship hero, but a lot of love for goalie Brandon Bussey as well, and a lot of love for Freddie Anderson.
Certainly so. Well, we're going to take a quick break here in just a moment. We'll be right back as you're celebrating the Carolina Hurricanes Championship Parade along with WRAL.
WRAL's local coverage of the 2026 Championship Parade is presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
Healthcare can be frustrating.
Representative.
So we're doing something about it. We're giving you more choices when it comes to the quality doctors you want to see.
Like Dr. Thomas?
Yep. Blue Cross North Carolina, making healthcare better for all, starting with you.
And right now you're watching a city celebrate with the Carolina Hurricanes. Sky 5 giving you a look at those players' buses right now, stopping for a moment, but they are soaking up every moment, making that turn around the state capitol and Salisbury Street. They're going to head down Fayetteville Street, where there are tens of thousands more Caniacs waiting to greet them and waiting to catch a glimpse of the Stanley Cup.
Well, and they're already leaning into, just basically dialing up the hype, right? They've already taken off their shirts. They're giving out the swag. They're signing things that people are tossing up to them and vice versa.
Yeah,
and
their tarps are off.
They are. And
Is that Brind'Amour? No.
No, he's on.
Okay.
It looks like he's on the truck there. But one thing
That's right.
Yeah.
Somebody else at the end. I can't recognize them.
I know, it's really hard to see
Forgive
who.
me. It's really hard.
Ashley had to ask which one they were, just because
They're all
it's really tough to tell. They're not
sunglasses.
wearing. Some of them don't have their beards anymore, so it's tough to tell who is behind it. But the main thing that matters is that we're all down here celebrating. 100,000 plus people expected to be here, and for good reason.
And Chris, 20 years ago, when they had a championship celebration around what was RBC Center, and then they also had like a mini downtown parade, they were wearing jerseys. You could see their numbers, and they had their jerseys.
There's something in the cup. Do you see that?
Okay.
They're drinking.
As they should. They're pouring beer in it. They're pouring beverages in it, of course, and drinking out of the cup. This is part of the special tradition. When you're a champion, you get to do what you want with the cup.
Well, they went to that bar Teats on Glenwood, and we saw them giving people, taking shots out of it. I'm not sure I would be brave enough to do that, but if you have the Stanley Cup there for you, yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
There, you do what you got to do.
So it looks like they're approaching toward the end of the parade, and that's going to be, I believe, I'm not mistaken, at...
And here's a shot of Brind'Amour. He's keeping his shirt on so far.
It's good to see him just kind of be able to be laid back and enjoy. I mean, not that he's not a laid back guy, but he was just very not trying to celebrate until this whole thing was done. And now he gets to just let loose, have fun, and just be a part of the celebrations.
They were so laser focused, right, Chris? They were so laser focused. They wanted to get the job done. They didn't want to get ahead of themselves. And then now this is true euphoria, enthusiasm, exuberance, and joy. This is complete and total joy.
So I can't help but think about how, yes, weather-wise, we are still experiencing drought conditions. And we got the rain yesterday, not out of the drought, but what a blessing it is that we have such a beautiful day to enjoy this, right? There's nothing raining on the parade, quite literally.
So true. Perfect timing with that rain. We need to get that rain on Friday morning, but that cleared out, and the weather...
Stormy!
Perfect. Hey, Stormy! Stormy also a key part of this championship team. And Rod Brind'Amour leading them in a Let's Go Canes chant.
Well, from Sky 5, I think one of the coolest things that we can see right now is as the parade is ending, there at the end of the parade, you can see the fans filling in behind the Hurricanes. Truly, this is for the people, and the people are joining the parade. They are following their team all the way back to that big rally that is scheduled for City Plaza. I can't believe how many people are at City Plaza right now. They're on the south end of Fayetteville Street. The crowd that we are seeing from the air, look at all of those people filling in and joining this parade. This is a parade for the Canes, and it's a parade for them. It's a parade for this entire region as we celebrate our Carolina Hurricanes today. And people are joining the march there behind them. It's just awesome to see.
It is awesome to see that procession. This is the ultimate people's procession, that sea of red following the Carolina Hurricanes, those folks who camped out here at Hillsborough Street and then just taking their places at the end of the parade and following the players' buses and the Canes organization, because they also want to be at the big fan rally in City Plaza.
Well, and at the end of the parade, that's where we find Dan Haggerty and Michelle McConaughey. We're here at the beginning, but they're at the end to see all of this, and they're just in the sea of people there. I'm sure it's hard to hear, but I know you both are just soaking in all of this fun right now.
Wrong word. I'm sorry to describe the fan rally. It is huge, gargantuan, enormous. Fayetteville Street has never seen anything like this.
We got out here at 8:30 and we thought that was crowded. It has like tripled since we have been standing here. There have been chants, there have been cheering. I mean, it's just been an incredible party here at the end of the parade.
The commitment of some of the people who have shown up, some of them here as early as 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. It was packed when we arrived and set up around 8:30, and it has only gotten busier. The stage is back behind us, and they started getting some speakers up there just a moment ago, getting chants going as the parade started making its way at the opposite end of Fayetteville Street. And it has been everything that you have seen along the route. And while this is a fantastic story about the Hurricanes and this amazing season and a dominant run throughout the playoffs, it is also a story about Raleigh and this fan base and this community.
I mean, it's incredible to see everybody come together like this. Everybody is just overjoyed and so happy to be here. We've seen beach balls be passed around the crowd. We've seen rubber hockey pucks being given out, tossed to the crowd. It is just an absolute party. There are people standing on something just past us that we're trying to make out what they're standing on. Is it a truck? I don't even know.
I mean, there's so many people, it's hard to see the ground at your feet. But it is just a joyous attitude with everyone.
Yeah.
As Michelle was mentioning, they've been throwing these little rubber pucks out into the crowd, little mementos, and it's just amazing to see everybody that catches one immediately looks around and looks for a little kid that they can hand it to. And it's just that kind of attitude that everybody has down here. And I think that's one of the best parts about being in a city that not only has a successful franchise but can win a championship, because it creates this unity that everybody can experience together.
Yes, no, absolutely. And the announcers on the stage behind us, they were just asking the crowd, who is from out of state? Who is from in-state? Who's from Wake County? Who's from Durham County? And every single time you heard cheers. There are so many people here, not just from Raleigh, but from Durham, from the mountains, from out in Charlotte. The trains were sold out to get here from Charlotte. So that was just, that let us know, okay, wow, there's going to be a lot of people downtown celebrating.
Let's ambush some of the people that we're sharing this perch with.
Yeah.
Hey guys. What were you got the fan out?
Yeah.
We're live on WRAL.
Awesome.
And you were telling me how early you got here this morning.
Yeah, we got here at 6 a.m.
So where did you come in from?
Pinehurst.
So what time did the alarm go off today?
4:30. He woke up, just before 4:30.
So tell me what inspires you to want to be here, wake up early, make the drive, get the good spot?
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
this team.
Yeah.
This team. We've been fans since '09, so it's my whole life basically. I mean,
we may never get it again.
Yeah.
So.
Well, don't say that.
I know, but that's how we live every day. So you just.
What's your name?
Caitlin.
Caitlin, what's your name? Cole. Cole, guys, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. So I've been hanging out with Caitlin and Cole here. Finally caught their names, but we've been just we've been standing here watching the crowd, cheering, having a great time. It has been fun.
And they're cheering right now. We know the buses are slowly making their way around, so I think everybody's just anticipating the buses. But this is what it has been since 8 o'clock this morning, probably even before that.
Can they hear us at home? Who knows? I'm having a hard time hearing myself think with all these people out here. So here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen next. The parade ends, and then the players, the coaches, have a brief kind of media moment.
Yes.
And this was the moment where we thought we would get to see and speak to some of the players and coaches up close and personal. What we didn't expect is that some of our crazy reporters and anchors, like Ashley and Grace, would run into the parade.
Tossing the microphones up to the players and the coach.
And the thing is, these microphones are not cheap.
They're not cheap.
And
I
loved watching everybody, all the behind-the-scenes people, gasp every time that microphone went flying in the sky. But it was fantastic. So we're going to get some other interviews right now, and that kind of is happening toward the end of the parade. And then the Canes and the organization will take the stage and we'll hear some speeches. I can only imagine how this crowd is going to react to that.
I know, it is. I mean, we think it's loud now. This is only the beginning. This is only just a taste of what it is going to be like when these players are up on the stage behind us. It is just going to be crazy.
We heard some Petey Pablo earlier.
Yes.
And everybody was swinging it around their head like a helicopter.
Yes.
That was a fantastic moment. Something tells me that's going to play more than once tonight. We have seen, Cole, who we just talked to a moment ago, says that he's been a fan since 2008, basically his whole life. So missing the Stanley Cup in 2006. And this is kind of what a championship does. This becomes the 2006 for a lot of people, for a lot of young kids and a lot of people down here with their children, with young fans. And it starts a whole new generation. There's also the people who come down from up north and move to this area and are saying to themselves, I wonder if this hockey culture is real in Raleigh. And now they're saying, it definitely is.
There are the buses. They are going past us right now, crossing over Fayetteville Street. And the crowd is going wild. The towels are going. I have a little girl in front of me. She's got a cheerleader pom-pom that she's waving in the air. The flags are going. It's an amazing moment for these fans.
And it's hard to explain, and I know you're seeing some of the aerial shots, and you probably are getting a sense of it, but just how many people are packed in here to Fayetteville Street, and this is certainly one of the moments they've been waiting for.
Yes. I see some tarps off. Some tarps are still on.
Well, we've been lucky with the weather. It certainly is hot, especially in close quarters like this. But we were graced with a little bit of shade from the buildings.
Yes.
People have enjoyed that. There's a bit of a breeze that comes through this area. But listen, I know anybody who came down to this, anybody at home watching it, I know there were some of them that thought, this is just a little too much for me.
Yes.
The traffic, the people. It wasn't easy for folks to make this sacrifice, to get down here early, to find a parking spot.
Right.
But nobody seems to be complaining about it.
No, absolutely not. People got down here very early. They took the trains, they took the public transportation, whether I got dropped off because I was like, there's no way that I'm even going to attempt this. But there are so many fans here, so many people just so excited to celebrate the Stanley Cup champions.
The buses continue to pull down in front of the gigantic crowd, tens of thousands of people.
And the amount of phones that we see in the air right now reporting this moment.
I mean, tens of thousands of people in just a block and a half, 2 blocks of Fayetteville Street here. These Hurricanes, as we heard them talking earlier, some of the players who are feeling the love from this community. And it's nice to know that, the feeling is mutual. They're feeling the love. The city is feeling the love. And it's the joy people are feeling is infectious. And it's been great.
What an amazing moment. It is just incredible here. There's no other way to describe this other than it is just incredible, joyous. It's a huge celebration for so many fans that supported this team. They never gave up. We saw the team go to the finals, the Stanley Cup championship. Finally, after 20 years, they went, they did it, they got the cup is here, and it is incredible.
The interesting part about this run is that, the Canes have not been, yes, there is a sense of being an underdog at times, but this has been a relatively dominant franchise.
They have
been in the conversation. In fact, at certain years, it's almost been that feeling of disappointment when there had been maybe a sweep or just one win in the Eastern Conference Finals, this hurdle that the team could not seem to cross over. But everybody at home knew they had what it took to get there again. And seeing not only the success this team had, but getting through that barrier, that monkey off the back, and be able to look to the future. And to see Rod Brind'Amour and those pictures where you see the pictures from 2006, then the pictures from this recent cup, holding the cup side by side. It's the moment that everybody wanted.
It absolutely is. And some of these Canes players have been with the franchise franchise for the past 5 years trying so hard to get to the Stanley Cup final and making it very far. The Eastern Conference Finals, it was almost like it was a guarantee that we were going to go because the team was so good and they had this power, they had the strength, and they had the ability to get there. And like Dan was saying, it was just, they needed that one win and they didn't get it. So to get it this year, 20 years later, is just such a special moment.
The storylines as well. And I mean, if you just want to look broadly at the way that the Canes did it, having such a dominant run through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs and back-to-back sweeps. And then they entered those Eastern Conference Finals. And as dominant as the Canes looked, when they dropped that game 1, you could feel everybody get tense. There was a nervousness like, oh no, despite the fact that there was tons of statistics out there that said, if you're playing a team that we were playing that came off of a 7-game series and we had been resting for almost 2 weeks, that team almost, the rested team almost never wins. And man, the Canes came out in game 2 and said, that's the statistic. We got it from here.
I was at that game too. When they came back, they were down, and they came back, they tied it, and then they won in overtime, and I was outside Lenovo. I have never seen a crowd like that in my life. It was an incredible experience to be amongst those fans that said, hey, we never gave up. We're here, we're going all the way, we're going to win, and they did.
Well, they confirmed that this playoff series was the most watched Stanley Cup playoff series in history.
Yes.
And, I think the Canes added a bit of that drama. And when they played the Vegas Golden Knights, that was a very competitive, drama-filled series. And it glued this city and this state and the country
They swept the Colorado Avalanche, the best team in the NHL. And so to go up against them, it was like, all right, here we go. We're going to do it. And guys, we did it. We're here.
So we're going to send it. We're going to send this. Where are we headed sending it, guys? I'm having a hard time hearing everybody. We're going to go to a quick break, and we're back with more of the party from Fayetteville Street right after this.
WRAL's local coverage of the 2026 Championship Parade is presented by Wake Radiology UNC Health Rex.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brent Townsend, managing partner of Wake Radiology UNC Health Rex, the Triangle's locally owned and led leader in outpatient medical imaging. On behalf of our 400 doctors and staff, I'd like to say congratulations to the Stanley Cup champion Carolina Hurricanes.
Hey, are we back?
All right, we're back.
So before you do this interview, I just wanted to remind everybody at home, U.S. Open fans, we are airing that on WRAL channel 5.2, so that is there as well. Everybody at home has multiple screens. You got your phones, your laptops, a couple TVs. Put them both on.
Yes.
All right, you can still watch us and keep an eye on golf in the background.
Amazing. All right, I have Tegan next to me here. Tegan, how does it feel to be out here at the Stanley Cup champion parade for the Carolina Hurricanes?
It's been a long run, definitely. I remember almost every single game. I've been listening to it. I've been watching it. I went to the Game 6 watch party. Absolutely awesome atmosphere there. It's just been very fun.
My goodness, have you been to one of the games? Have you been to a Canes game?
Yes, I've been to, I think, 3 Canes games this year.
Amazing, absolutely incredible. And you're here with your family?
Yes, I'm here with my dad and brother.
And can I get a let's go, Kane?
Let's go, Kane!
He's ready, guys. He is ready to celebrate on team. Thank you, Tegan, so much. Amazing.
What a cutie.
I know.
Hey, good job, buddy.
Yeah,
way to go.
awesome.
I always get shocked when somebody that young has such composure. Oh, my gosh. I would have frozen up at his age. All right, we have Luis Fernandez. He is live along the route. Luis, what do you got?
What don't I have, I think, is the better question, Dan. There's so much happening down here on Fayetteville Street. What you saw is when the buses were passing people along the parade route, everyone just kind of collapsed in on the parade route and made their way down to Fayetteville Street. You see all these folks here behind me having a good time. And it's been so cool to see the interaction between the crowd and the players on the bus. I saw 2 Krispy Kreme donuts get thrown to the players. Both were caught. I saw a whole lot going on here. A lot of interaction. The players were loving it. You could tell once again that this is a community, that everyone is coming together here and is having a great time celebrating what has been a long ride to finally lift the Stanley Cup and celebrate here. The crowd is starting to calm down a little bit. You're getting them all making their way here towards this fan plaza area right in front of the stage. So we're going to keep an eye out, see what's going on. Can't wait to hear from the speeches. You're going to hear from folks like Eric Tolsky, the general manager, Rod Brind'Amour, some local government officials, and of course the players, including Jordan Stahl. We're going to have a lot more coming up here. And then on top of that, too, I want to just go ahead and take a second to look here at the people behind us.